and me and my friend were sitting next to each other, and she looks at the girl sitting in front of us, says, Pat, take a look at this. It seems a little weird. And I said, what do you mean? I said, look, every time I look at her face, she looks scared. I'm trying to talk to her. So she waited for the guy to go to the bathroom, and the guy was probably 62 years old, and she was probably 12, 13 years old. She looked like she had a little pouch, like almost being pregnant. And she started talking to her. Who is that man sitting next to you? How are you, sweetie? Trying to kind of, and she talks to her, and she's like, I can't talk to you. And she's like, well, is this your daddy? I can't talk to you. So I follow the guy. I'm not trying to make a scene. I follow him. Okay, so I'm trying to start a conversation with him. And I look at him, I'm like, yeah, something's wrong with you, buddy. There's something very weird with. So I started, hey, so tell me, where are you guys from? I'm just trying to start a conversation. And hey, can you leave us alone? I'm like, can you leave us alone? Who the hell says, can you leave us alone? I'm like, yeah, it's totally fine. So is that your daughter? None of your business. Yes, that's my daughter. I'm like, so then I go up to the flight attendant. I said, listen, this is a little bit weird. 42 years of me living, I've never done this in my life. I'm convinced this guy was a dirty guy, and I wanted to take it on my own. But I had, friends I knew in the flight. I'm not trying to make but at the same time, I said, do you guys have any agency people on the flight? I know typically on every flight, there's somebody that's an agent, that's on. I don't need to know the answer to the question. So she said, let me see what I can do. So they come back, they look, start talking to him. At this point, he's thinking that because he looked at me like pissed off even more. And I really, at this point, I'm really don't care at this point what's going on.
Right.
So she goes back and tells the other person. So now everybody's kind of trying to find out what's going on. And I said, do you mind, not letting him get off the flight and have some agents coming on board and kind of doing what they're doing? Says, sir, we have it from here. Let us take care of it. We make sure we want to reassure you we're going to do something. I left. I waited. All I know is the guy and the girl didn't get off, and they were somebody was talking to them. I don't know what happened there, but that was just my gut. I may have been wrong. Never felt like that before ever in my life. I'm a pretty intuitive guy. I'm around a lot of people. I travel very regularly, and it felt very, very weird.
But when you see something that just doesn't make sense, right? Especially when it involves fear, we all know what fear looks like. I mean, we can see it in other people. It's a survival instinct that allowed mankind to proliferate. Say, hey, I'm afraid because there's a lion over there. So we all know what it looks like. And so when you see that, you did exactly the right thing, which is you want to tell the next level of authority that you can, right? So in this case, it was the crew at the airline. If it's not the crew at the airline, it's going to be the airport security. It's going to be a law enforcement officer. It's going to be calling your county sheriff. All of those things.